Well, you brought up a really interesting point just before that I want to touch on a little bit, because I think this is something that is a really great relationship builder that I think has been absent a lot in these relationships, is that the KPIs at this moment, I would say, are very difficult to hit. Right. So during periods where there is crisis and everyone's facing that across the board, it's not like, your primary and secondary factories are struggling. It's everybody's having a tough time moving product. So in scenarios like that, I find it offers an opportunity for the partnership to grow, because it's crisis management as opposed to, regular trying to get to a 0.1% better here or during those times, a certain type of relationship is going to thrive. And that's one where it's truly collaborative, where, like you described, you went in and you just told them the truth about what's going on. And if they're truly collaborative, they're going to work with you in that area, or at least they're going to listen to you. And now it's a back and forth, and now you have a conversation and you could work to something together. I know that we've been in situations where if we had the opportunity to do that, we could have done some amazing things, right? And we didn't often have that opportunity until there was a crisis.
Right.
I don't know if you remember, there was a certain product we were trying to bring to market, and I needed to actually go on the ground in factory to try to help get that product there. And during that entire process, the reality of that supply relationship, we developed such a close bond with that retailer, because it was a crisis. They needed it, and we were the only ones who can get it to them, and we did what we had to do. And coming out of that, it was a different relationship.
Oh, 100%. And at this point in time, because I'll call it a crisis that we're going through, it's, you have to understand that when these type of things hit, a lot of things are impacted. So systems are impacted. The way the orders are generated are impacted. And then when the system relies on history, well, the history is really not good anymore, right? So you can't paint everything with everything with the same paintbrush.
Right.
And this is where the relationship with a customer becomes key, because what ends up happening is, because we're in a crisis and in stocks or whatever the KPI may be are at an all-time low, it doesn't mean every item within that selection falls under the same bucket. So they have their systems are not performing the way they are because whatever. The parameters are not set properly because of what they went through. Going through the numbers, you can actually bring some value added to them. So I guess what I'm trying to say is their systems are not functioning optimally at this point, and they need the help. Right. So they have items that they're not replenishing at an optimal level because their system isn't. And it has nothing to do with the pandemic, and it has nothing to do with the supplier not being able to supply. It has everything to do with the system not doing what it's supposed to be doing. So
the algorithm was not built for this kind of a situation. Right?
It isn't. And I say like this. Now we're in year 2, almost going to year 3, and I'd have to say the more we move forward, the more you need to intercept and become more involved with the intricacy of the numbers.